issue nowadays is the lack of readily available organs and body parts for transplants. One doesn't usually think about these sort of issues taking place in our society, especially if you or someone close to you is not in that sort of situation. But the harsh reality is that there is a large demand for healthy body parts and the supply for them is incredibly small. This major lack of organs leads to another big issue, and that is organ trafficking through the black market. Let's look at the bigger picture. There are more than 120,000 people in the United States alone currently on the waiting list for a potentially life-saving organ. Each month, there are 2,000 names added to that list, and each day nearly 22 people die because they couldn't get the organ necessary to save their life. Some other things that lead to organ trafficking is a huge lack of organ donors. Whilst many people say that they support organ donation, few are registered as donors. There's 95% of people that say they support organ donations, but only 48% actually register to be donors. A donor truly does give someone else the gift of life when they contribute their organs to those in need. And the American Transplant Foundation has stated that one deceased donor can save up to 8 lives through organ donation.
Let's talk about the ethics behind the decision of individuals registering to become organ donors. Researchers at the University of Geneva concluded that there is a lack of people registering because they believe medical professionals will not try as hard to save their lives. Another reason includes how an individual wants their body to be handled in case of brain death, or how their loved one should deal with it. There are people that will hold out on donating because they believe that while their heart is still beating, they are still alive, or their loved ones hold on to the hope that they will return and refuse to consent for organ donation. But overall, there is a large misunderstanding of how organ donation works, and there are few people that are well educated on this topic, so they hold out on registering as a donor. Looking at it from the side of people in the black market, there are people desperate for money for whatever reason it may be, and they turn to the black market to make fast money. Unfortunately, there are also those people that are desperate enough to save their life or a loved one's life that they turn to purchase an illegally claimed organ, and as a result, they contribute to the growth of the black market.
Since the demand outweighs the supply for legally obtained organs, it gives rise to illegal ways of obtaining organs, and this is where the black market steps into the scene. The black market just keeps growing with the increased demand for organs around the world. When talking about the low supply of organs for transplants, we cannot really see any positive effects coming from this. The one thing that can be said to be a positive effect would be that human population growth is kept in check. After all, the planet can't support an infinitely growing population. In other words, survival of the fittest. But this sort of view would mainly come from a demographics point of view.
The shortage of organs can currently be helped through more people registering as donors, and this will only happen when people are better educated on the issue and the process of donating. Let's move on to a more revolutionary possibility to solve this issue, using 3D printing to print living tissue. With time, new technologies arose and made 3D printing even better. With the use of certain programs, you can create a virtual design. Once you have your 3D virtual model ready, it will undergo a process called slicing, and hundreds of thousands of horizontal layers will be made, and from this, the 3D printer will print the object layer by layer. Imagine being able to print living tissues and create an organ from it. In tissue engineering, scaffolds give that necessary foundation for a cell matrix to grow on, forming the organ. There is still much work to be done, but there has been success in creating organs such as bladders. Own cells also decrease the possibility for organ rejection. With this, illegal human organ trafficking would decrease drastically, and deaths due to the unavailability of the necessary organs would also go down. Patients wouldn't need to spend long periods of time on waiting lists or risk organ rejection. In the future, this will make the need for organ donations unnecessary, ultimately saving thousands of lives through the innovations of 3D printing.